How's it going, everybody? It's DB Sports back with another video, and today I am very cold in my apartment, so I figured why not warm myself up by getting a super fiery, passionate, hot video out there. Those of you that follow me on Twitter, link in the description down below, probably know what this video is going to be about in case the title didn't give it away. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it and see what's got me all hot and mad and burning up today. So, women's bracket got announced yesterday along with the men's bracket, and I was watching the selection show, and South Carolina got the number 1 seed, and that makes sense. And Indiana got a number 1 seed. I suppose that's okay. And LSU and Notre Dame got some 3 seeds, and Oklahoma got a 5. That was pretty expected. And Maryland and Utah got 2s, and Stanford got a 1. That was a little iffy, especially because Iowa is the 2 in that region. Kind of thought Iowa would get a 1. Virginia Tech got a 1. UConn got a 2. All that seems to make sense. Texas got a 4. That makes sense. The regular season Big 12 champs probably should be hosting. Duke got a 3. Ohio State got a 3. All this seems to make Villanova a 4. Like I said, maybe a little low for Villanova, but it was kind of making sense. It was kind of something was there. And then Iowa State got announced as a 5. And I knew they had said that we couldn't get higher. They'd mentioned in the semifinal game, the commentators had talked to one of the bracketologists or whatever for the women's bracket, and they'd asked him if Iowa State could host a tournament game. So the top 4 seeds in any region get to host the first and second round. So Stanford, as the 1 seed, will host the 16, and then they'll host the 8 and 9 before going to play neutral site games for the Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4, and championship game. So the top 4 seeds host, and they asked, can Iowa State, if they win the Big 12 tournament, they beat Oklahoma and Texas, because they had already beaten Baylor at this point. They were playing Oklahoma. If they beat Oklahoma and Texas, who was already in the championship game at this point, could they get a 4? And the bracketologist said no. They're a 5 regardless. And I thought, maybe that makes sense. We're currently outside the top 25. We win the Big 12. We probably get back into the top 25. But, the 6 seeds go to the AP top 24. The 24th best team is a 6 seed. The 18th best team, or the 16th best team, is the final 4 seed. So, the chances that we would jump up to a top 16 team probably pretty low. And then I saw some of the 4s, and I was like, Texas is a 4, makes sense. Villanova is a 4, I thought was pretty low. But UCLA and Tennessee, those are your other 2 4 seeds. Now, David, I can hear the comment section already. David, you're a homer. Iowa State didn't deserve a 4. They lost too many games. They couldn't make up the gap in the 3 days of the Big 12 tournament, and I hear you. All the Iowa State fans are going to say, yeah, David, you're 100% right. All the non-Iowa State fans are going to say, David, you're a homer. Let me provide some information and let you be the judge, because I know that's probably the most fair way to go about things. So I figure why not go ahead and do that. So the final AP poll, not the end-all be-all by any stretch of the matter. We'll see here. Iowa State jumps from the first team out of the top 25. They were the top team receiving votes to not make the top 25 last week. They jump all the way up to 17. That's not the top 16, so that's not a 4 seed. Until Tennessee's the 24th ranked team. Tennessee is the 24th best team, according to the AP poll. Now, again, that's not the end-all, be-all. I get it. But what are we doing here? Iowa State's a 5. Tennessee's a 4. Iowa State's 7 spots ahead. That doesn't make any sense. And then I was like, you know what? It's okay. It can't possibly get worse based off the AP poll. I already know everybody watching this video already sees what I'm going to go to next. We're behind Oklahoma by 1 spot and Texas by 2. They put Texas, Oklahoma, Iowa State in order, in that order, a day after Iowa State beats Texas in the Big 12 championship, and 2 days after Iowa State beats Oklahoma in the Big 12 semifinal. Now, I get it. You look at their records, 25-9, 25-6, 22-9. Texas and Oklahoma have more wins. They have the same or fewer losses. It only makes sense. They're in the same league. Iowa State went 2-1 against both of them, just beat them this past weekend. If you were going to use anything to rank them off of, you'd think it would be the most recent matchup. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? If somebody could explain to me why Tennessee, that's 7 spots lower, we'll get into more detailed stuff in just a second, but if somebody can explain to me why Texas is 15, Oklahoma is 16, Iowa State is 17, and Tennessee is 24, and Oklahoma and Iowa State are 5s, and Texas and Tennessee are 4s, and just explain this whole thing to me, I would love to hear it. But let's go into some more deep dives. So, UCLA I'd mentioned before got a 4 seed. Iowa State got a 5 seed. Brent Bloom, fantastic follow on Twitter. His link will be in the description below as well. Definitely go follow him, especially if you're an Iowa State fan and you're not already following him. 100% worth it. Brent Bloom, one of the top advocates, by the way, for Iowa State women's basketball, decides to go in a little bit deeper. And he uses the net, which is like the NCAA examining metric. It's basically like a way that combines all the possible, quad 1 wins, strength of schedule, RPI, record, conference. It jumbles all that together and it comes up with this is your rankings. So Team A, net ranking of 13. Team B, net ranking of 22. RPI, Team A is 11 spots higher, 10 to 21. Strength of schedule, Team A's got the 3rd toughest strength of schedule. Team B, strength of schedule 19th, both really tough schedules. Team A record 22-9, Team B 25-9. So again, you're kind of looking at that. They got 3 more wins, but it was against maybe a little bit weaker competition. You look at the conference schedule, Team A 13-7, Team B 14-8. So basically the same. Team B played 2 more, won 1, lost 1. And finished 5th in their conference. Team A went 13-7, finished 3rd in their conference, and won the conference tournament while Team B lost in the conference final. That is Iowa State, Team A, and UCLA, Team B. Now, if anyone, again, would like to explain to me how those numbers add up and you get UCLA as the better seed and the better team, I would love to find out. But then, I was like, Tennessee, Iowa State, let's take a look at that, because that's the other 4 seed that doesn't make any sense to me. So I looked at Tennessee and Iowa State. Team A, the exact same Team A as Iowa State. Net ranking 13, RPI 10, strength of schedule 3. Let's look at Team B. Net ranking 15, identical. RPI 14, pretty similar. Strength of schedule 1. Tennessee gets the nod just a little bit. Record 22-9 versus 23-11. Iowa State 1 fewer win, 2 fewer losses, pretty close. Conference record 13-7, finishing 3rd and winning your conference tournament versus 15-4, finishing 3rd and losing in the conference final. Tennessee and Iowa State are pretty similar. I feel like you give the nod to the team that just won their conference championship, has the higher net ranking, higher RPI, better record. I mean, you really want to think about it. 22-9 is better than 23-11. And like I said, just won their conference tournament. So let's take a look at the net ranking. Obviously, South Carolina number 1. You can go through Iowa State sitting down here 13, Tennessee 15, UCLA, like we mentioned, all the way down at 22. I just don't get it. I just don't get it, guys. I really don't. Yeah, we already went over the net ranking. So then I was like, let's just take a look at Iowa State and Tennessee, because we got all the stuff on UCLA. We got all the stuff because we're playing Tennessee. We're playing at Tennessee. Tennessee's hosting. So Tennessee hosts St. Louis. We play Toledo in Knoxville, and then presumably we beat Toledo Tennessee beats St. Louis, and we play Tennessee in Knoxville because that's how it goes. I looked at just Tennessee and Iowa State. So we got the records here. I messed up the records. I accidentally counted the conference tournaments twice. Iowa State 22-9, Tennessee 23-11. Basically the same thing. Versus ranked opponents, that's ranked when they played, not at the final, not at the end of the season. This is ranked when they played. Tennessee went 1-8 against ranked teams. Iowa State went 5-3. Versus tournament teams, so that's teams that just made the NCAA tournament. Tennessee went 7-11, and Iowa State went 9-7. And then Tennessee, included in that 7-11, went 1-1 against Mississippi State, who's a play-in team. So I wasn't sure, are they a tournament team? Are they not a tournament team? Let's just put it off to the side, included in the numbers anyway. So Iowa State still has more tournament team wins, still has more wins against ranked teams, still has the same number of total wins. They got 22, or they're one short of Tennessee on total wins. I don't know. So then I was thinking, what could possibly prevent Iowa State from being a top 4 seed? And then I saw this thread from M.A. Vopel. He's a writer for ESPN, Women's College Basketball, WNBA. And I saw this thread. I saw it hurt Cyclone women's basketball to have losses to Kansas State and Kansas on the road. Fair enough. But also think committee slotted them out of the top 16 before they won the Big 12 title today. As I said, I watched the game against Oklahoma in the semifinal. They had already said that Iowa State wasn't getting a 4. So they had already determined that. That's true. Iowa State is only the second tournament champ in Big 12 history to not be among the top 16 seeds. The other was West Virginia 6 years ago. So then I saw this reply, Iowa State handily beat number 4 Villanova. And then I was like, yeah, they did have, I believe we had Stephanie Soares for that game. So the guy replies that too. I'm sure committee looks at a lot of factors. Iowa State finished third in its league and beat all 3 of its Big 12 tournament foes, including the top 2 seeds, by double digits, which is true. Beat Baylor, Oklahoma, and Texas, all by at least 10, all in consecutive days, all in the Big 12 tournament, all on a neutral floor in just this weekend. So then he goes on to say, committee chair saying, we're all wondering what kind of team Iowa State would be if Stephanie Soares didn't go down. What a bizarre statement. So the committee, it's no surprise that the committee looks at injuries. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they've said that they look at injuries. So it's not entirely a bizarre statement until you realize, you continue reading, Soares was lost for the season January 8th. That was 2 months ago. It's not like she went down in the Big 12 tournament. It's not like she got hurt in the Texas game. She's been out 2 months. We went 12-7 without Stephanie Soares. We went 4-0 against Baylor and Texas. We went 1-1 against Oklahoma. We lost, of those 7 losses, 5 of them were by 6 or fewer points, and 6 of them were on the road. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So Brent Bloom comments, big yikes out of the committee if this was the logic. I mean, they just said it was the logic, so it'd be a little surprised if that wasn't part of the logic, or at least most of the logic. And then he replies, "Oh, the chair of the committee is an associate commissioner of the Pac-12." Let's go back. UCLA was one of those teams that got a host. Oh, that's weird. UCLA got a host. Who else got a host? Utah got a host. Utah's pretty good though. That makes sense. And then where's the third one here? Stanford also very good. Got to give him credit. So that's 3 Pac-12 schools hosting. How about the Big 12? Oklahoma's a 5. Oklahoma State's an 8. Oh, that's right. The Big 12 got 1 host school, that's Texas. The Pac-12 got 3, UCLA being the third of them. That doesn't make any sense to me. UCLA and Tennessee should not be hosting women's tournament games over Iowa State. I don't mind if they're doing it, They should not be hosting games over Iowa State. Iowa State should have been a 4 well before either of those two teams was even considered. Neither of those two teams should have been mentioned, especially not UCLA. Tennessee is at least close on all those advanced metrics, the net, the strength of schedule, the total record, all that. Neither of them should be hosting a game before Iowa State is. And that's just what I got. I tried to keep this one PG. I've totally flustered over the last 3 days. I can't believe that Iowa State was just completely ruled out before the end of the Big 12 tournament. They beat Baylor, Oklahoma, and Texas. Granted, Baylor not what they used to be. They're still a 7, and I would not be. UConn better watch out for Baylor down here in this. You can't see them because of my massive head and face cam. UConn is the 2 down here in this other Seattle region, in Iowa State's region. UConn better look out. UConn's getting hot. UConn's hot at the right time, but this Baylor team is really good. I would not be surprised to see Baylor make a run here, and they're just going to keep getting better. So Baylor, Oklahoma, and Texas all got beat by Iowa State in 3 consecutive days, all by double digits, and the committee just looked at it and said, should have done that without Stephanie Soares. Oh, wait, you did. Go screw yourself, Iowa State. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. That's all I got for today. I've got a terribly messy room to try to clean up. You can see my dinner, my bowl and plate there that I've got to get rid of. So, yeah, that's all I got. Let me know what you think down below. If you watch to the end of the video, I appreciate you so much more than you could ever know. It really helps me out a lot. Speaking of helping me out a lot, if you enjoyed the video and you want to see more, go ahead and click like and subscribe down below. It really helps me out a lot. It's completely free, and you can always undo both of those later on down the road if you so choose. That's going to do it for me. We'll have a men's bracket breakdown, Iowa State potential matchups here coming this week. I'm hoping to get Nate Shieldhouse Burner, NSB, on the show to talk with him about that. He's got a little bit more of the men's side, all wrapped up. So hope to see you guys in the next one. That's going to do it for me, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.